Matter of great pride for all Indians, the Indian Navy has launched its first indigenously designed and built nuclear-powered submarine. Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh formally launched the INS Arihant at the Naval Dockyard in Visakhapatnam. Only 5 other countries in the world have a similar nuclear submarine. These are Britain, China, France, Russia and the USA. The 6,000-ton submarine was built at a cost of $2.9 billion under Advanced Technology Vessel Program. Arihant is expected to go into full service in 2 years' time. In these 2 years, the submarine will undergo harbour trials of its nuclear reactor and other systems. The launch coincides with Vijay Diwas, marking India's triumph over Pakistani intruders in Kargil in the year 1999. And for more perspective on these developments, let me go across to Maruf Raza, our defense expert who joins us live from Delhi. Maruf, this has been the country's most important strategic weapons program. How significant is this achievement?
Well, firstly, I think we must compliment both the DRDO and the Navy for putting together such a highly technologically advanced weapon system. The advantages of having a nuclear-powered submarine are that A, it is extremely difficult for your adversary to detect these submarines when they operate in sea, as against the non-nuclear powered submarines, which need to come up every few days to the surface level to recharge their batteries and take in some more oxygen for their crew inside. Nuclear powered submarines, their only limitation is that they can stack X amount of foodstuff and other wherewithal which the crew needs to survive. But ideally, they should be able to operate in the sea for about 90 days upwards. Therefore, for 90 days, the crew don't see sunshine, they don't come out in fresh air, they operate, but it's a fairly organized, comfortable work environment. Nuclear-powered submarines, strategically, the biggest advantage they offer to a country is that they are able to slink very close to any other country's coastline without being detected. And as the Arihant is going to be given the capability to fire the 700-kilometer long Sagarika missiles, that means any of India's adversaries, these submarines can go very close to their land, their coastal areas and fire missiles which can target cities deep inside those countries. The nuclear triad that Indian government has promised to the people ever since the nuclear tests of 1998 was essentially to be made up of 3 elements. One was the land-based missile systems, the second was the air-based and strategic missile systems which are largely under the control of the Air Force, and thirdly the maritime attack capability, which are both by ship, by submarines. The advantage of submarines like this is the enemy cannot detect them, and the event of a strike on Indian territory, such submarines are the ones which will give India the second strike capability, which means after you've been hit, you can still destroy the enemy infrastructure and cause huge damage to their country through these submarines. But having said all that, this submarine is going to take another 2 years to become fully operational before the Navy puts it through all the tests which will satisfy the Navy that they can be used at the nick of time in eventuality of a war.
Go to our strategic affairs expert Brahma Chalani, who is with us on the phone line. Mr. Chalani, your first thoughts, what kind of message will this send to our neighbours, considering we are at a time when we're facing a lot of regional instability? India is a peace-loving nation and this nuclear submarine has been developed indigenously. How do you think our neighbours are going to view this development?
Well, first we need to bear in mind that the gaps in India's deterrent vis-a-vis China are quite glaring, and to plug those gaps, India certainly needs a nuclear submarine, especially an operational one. So in that sense, this is an important step. In fact, the nuclear submarine option is the preferred option for small nuclear forces because nuclear subs are stealthy, they're less vulnerable, and they're cost-effective. In fact, deterrence can be achieved with a smaller number of missiles at sea than if they are land-based. Having said that, one should not forget that what has happened today is the mere launch of Arihant for harbour trials. This may be an important step, but India still has a long way to go. After all, it will take India some years before it can deploy its first nuclear sub armed with sea-launched ballistic missiles. The nuclear sub is only a platform. What makes a nuclear sub lethal are the weapons on board. and the Sea-Launched Ballistic Missile Program of India is still at the threshold stage.
All right, Mr. Chelani, thanks very much for joining us with your insights. Let's in fact remind our viewers, India is the 6th country to join an exclusive league of nations which have nuclear submarines. As you can see on your screens, the US has 71 nuclear submarines, Russia has 50, China has 8, UK has 7 and France has 6.